Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon. Welcome to Embracing My Joy. So it's been a while since I've done anything. I feel like it's been a while. So I was just about to whip something up and I wanted to do this on video because I bought something new a couple of nights ago. This is it's just going to be a frittata, nothing special, nothing fancy. But I wanted to do this because I found something new. But let me just get this together first. So I already chopped up about a quarter of an onion. And now I'm just doing my mushrooms. And this is one of those, I know I'm just jumping right into this, but I'll probably chit chat in between. And I like to peel my mushrooms. I think I said this before because I'm a little bit of a germaphobe. So this is one of those, clean out your fridge, everything but the kitchen sink kind of recipe. And that's basically what I'm doing. I'm cheating a little bit because I'm using some frozen spinach. But, fresh vegetables are always the best way to go. But I just wanted to get in some greens on this. So I usually do this part before I turn on the camera, but I figured I would just get this going. So I'm just cutting these in big chunks. I can't wait to show you this recipe because I was so excited about this new purchase. All right, just get your pan going. Skillet, I guess. And I'm going to put a generous amount of olive oil on this. Now you can use butter. Probably that's the better thing to use when you're making eggs, but I try to avoid. I try to be good anytime the opportunity arises to be good. All right, so get your onions going. I don't make frittatas too often. I've made a few in my day, but this is really not something you generally make when you live alone. It's more for when you have some company. So I don't make them too often because I don't entertain very often. But like I said, this is a good clean out your fridge kind of recipe. That and soup, soup is good to clean out. Let me just grab my eggs. And I'll be right there. Don't go away. Okay, and like with anything else, I think organic eggs are best. I'm going to use about 4 today. I'm going to see how far this goes, how much this makes. I'll be right there. Okay. I sound like I'm struggling. I'm very short, so I have to reach a lot. So, I think I said before that there was a time before I found out I couldn't have gluten. I bought a lot of veggie burgers and sausages and all that stuff. I was very into that stuff, being a vegetarian and, looking for ways to always switch things up and make things somewhat exciting for a vegetarian, because we don't eat ribs and, I miss buffalo wings. There's a lot of stuff that if I were a meat eater, I would really probably enjoy, but can't do it. So I was into all that processed, plant-based fake meat. I was very into that stuff, and I just kind of moved away from it when I found out I was celiac. I mean, there are a few odd brands in the produce department that, veggie burgers that are gluten-free, and I can't remember the name right now. Probably best not to name the brand, but the last time I bought a veggie burger, I got them home and they were all moldy. And that just, whatever. I don't know if it was because it was moldy, or it wasn't because it wasn't stored right, or the date was fine, but that just kind of turned me off. And after that, I was just like, well, there's no reason. I can make my own veggie burgers. It's not a big deal. That kind of turned me off when I got away from the processed burgers, the vegetarian burgers, vegan burgers, or whatever. And I don't miss it. I don't miss it. As long as you have variety in your diet, and you, not only variety, but if you're learning different things, if you're trying new things, you tend not to miss things. I think I said that before. If you're trying to go vegetarian or you're trying to go vegan, just keep it simple, but mix it up a little bit. And I think it's good motivation to make you go for it and not discourage you, and encourage you. It encourages you instead of discourages you. So anyway, I'm just sauteing these. I would like these to be a little bit brown, on the brown side. So what happened was, I was in the city last week, which is unusual for me. I don't normally go down to the city, but I was in an area, when I say the city, Cambridge, Massachusetts. I don't really go down there too much anymore, but I happened to be in the area a little longer than I thought, and I got hungry. And so I was on my way home, and I stopped into a supermarket down there, and I didn't know this supermarket. I was just thinking I'll get something quick that I can eat on the way home in the car. And I found myself walking through the back of the store, and I happened to pass by the meat department. And I, as a rule, don't pay much attention to what's going on in the meat department. I try to just go by like this because I just can't stand looking at it. But in the corner at the end of the aisle, there was a big sign that said organic, plant-based. I'm throwing the mushrooms in now. So I was like, oh, what's that? I think I'll take a look just out of curiosity. And I found in the meat department, and this is why it was new to me, because when I bought my burgers and all that stuff, most of the time it would be in the organic frozen foods department. And then when I found out I was celiac, it ended up being in the produce department where the tofu is and all that stuff. So I can't even say very rarely, I never went to the meat department. But anyway, there were tons of things available, and probably about maybe 70% of it was gluten-free. So I figured I would pick up some sausages. And I wish I could tell you the name of the brand. I cannot remember what the brand was. And I threw the package away. I don't think I would be very doubtful if there was more than one brand. So if you go to the meat department and you look at plant-based, there's only probably one brand, and I just can't remember the name of it. So anyway, so the first thing I made, of course, was, let me show you these. This is why I'm making this video. Not that this is a special recipe, but I just wanted to show you these if you're not familiar. So this is an Italian hot sausage. It feels kind of funny showing you this, but this is what it looks like. You've seen sausages before. It's vegan. It is very spicy. I have had, the first thing I made, being Italian, back in the day, I used to love pepper and onion sausage subs. I did not make a sub, but I did buy some gluten-free bread, and I made it like a sandwich, and it was delicious. I just lost my train of thought. So I made that. It was really good. I fried it with peppers and onions, and I fried it in the pan. And the second time I had it, I made the same thing, but I didn't make a sandwich, and I grilled it. I put it on I have a George Foreman grill. I put it on the grill, and I would not recommend that. It was a little dry for my taste. I think you really do need the fat that's inside the sausage, not so much the fat from the frying, which I used olive oil, which is fine. But I saw it all come out on the grill, you know, how it seeps out, and it made a huge difference. It was very, very dry. So if you make these, I would not recommend it. So I'm just going to cut these up into small pieces. And I'm going to fry these up. So I have onions, the mushrooms. I'm going to put the sausages in next, and then I'm going to throw the spinach in, and I'm going to let it cook down. You know how spinach is; it really ends up being nothing. And then I'll throw the eggs on top and let that cook. And then, when it's pretty much all set, right before it's just about done, I'm going to throw it in the oven for a little bit. So I'm not using any cheese. I would highly recommend cheese with this recipe. I'm not using any. I'm not having any. I got to cut back because I've not been very good lately. I've been binging a little bit. I think, restaurants are starting to get back into the swing of things again. The capacity limit is slowly disappearing. It's easier to eat out, even though I've been eating out all along, but people that I know are starting to feel a little better about things too, so it's making a little bit of a difference in my life. I do like to eat out. I can't say that I don't. All right, so let's get these eggs scrambled here. So I'm using organic eggs, and I'm using extra large eggs. So I hope everyone is doing well. Heading into a new season in a lot of ways. You know, the season of life. We all go through our seasons. Sometimes I get deep on these videos because they're not just about cooking. They're, cooking, eating, talking. I mean, when you're sitting around the table with people that, your tribe, most of the time you end up talking about, I mean, if you're close, you end up talking about real stuff, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's what life is, right? Life is connecting with people. Without your relationships, what do you have? It'd be a very lonely, quiet life. That's okay sometimes, but only when that's a choice and not something that's, some kind of unfortunate incident where you end up alone. That's never good. That's never good. Okay, so I'm going to stir this up. And so depending on the seasonings that you want, I have Italian sausages in there, so I'm going to keep it light. A lot of times I do like chili powder. I like the Mexican spices with eggs, but I think I'm going to keep this a little bit light. So I'm putting garlic powder. A little bit of garlic powder. Probably about a quarter of a teaspoon, maybe a little less. I do like to add turmeric in pretty much everything if I can, because my inflammation issues, and boy, am I inflamed today because of all the cheese I had yesterday. And I had a grilled cheese that was out of this world. It was made with cheddar cheese and goat cheese and all kinds of salty cheeses on a gluten-free bun, and I had some fries. Oh, I was not a good girl yesterday. I was not a good girl. So we got to make up for it today. All right, I'm gonna put a little black pepper in, and these these sausages are really, really spicy. They had meatballs, which I can make my own meatballs, so I won't be buying that. They had sausages, regular sausages. This is, excuse me, this is marjoram. Marjoram is a really good herb with eggs. Really good herb with eggs. They had regular sausages. They weren't sweet, but they were just regular, I guess. I'll probably try those. They did have hamburgers, fake burgers. They didn't really look that good to me. I don't think I'll be trying those. They didn't, the color kind of turned me off. I think they might use beet juice in it. It looked like they looked a little red to me. They almost looked fleshy to me, like real burgers. I probably won't be trying those. So I wish you could see this, because these sausages do release a lot of fat, just like regular sausages do. All right, so these need a ways to go. I really want to get these brown. I want to get these nice and crispy almost. In the onions, I'd like to caramelize them a little bit. The mushrooms are looking good. So this is probably going to take a few minutes. So I might pause the video while this is going on. But, you know, I like to chit-chat with you guys a little bit. I'm trying to think if I've discovered anything new over the past few weeks as far as food. You know, I still want to make that granola. I noticed that I'm getting a lot of likes on not on YouTube, but on my website, which I hope you'll join me over there, www.embracingmyjoy.com. A lot of people are liking the mock fish cakes. And the mock fish cakes, and there was something else, which I hope you try, because it's amazing. I don't have any, but it's the hearts of palm that make it, that really lend to the texture, and then the sea kelp. I'll just take this out, even though this is a different recipe. The sea kelp gives it the fishy flavor, and it's delicious. It really is good, and you can make fake tuna with this. Oh, that's the other thing they had at the meat department. They had what looked like shredded chicken. That looked a little bit dry to me. That didn't really excite me. I'm not sure if that one was gluten-free. I don't remember if that one was gluten-free. I don't know if you can hear that sizzle, but that is not from the olive oil. That's just from the juice from these sausages coming out. I mean, that even smells like Italian sausages. Delicious. Hello, I'm back. Okay, so I put the spinach in, and it's been cooking for a while. It's pretty wilted, and everything is looking really good. Everything is smelling really good. I'm going to put the eggs in now. So I started with 4 eggs, but I added a couple more. So I'm doing 6 eggs here. And if you remember, this was turmeric, garlic powder, ground black pepper, and marjoram. And that's all I have. And then I think with the Italian sausage, it's going to be beautiful. This is going to be flavorful and a little bit of spice, and and like I said, if you wanted to do cheese, now if I was going to do cheese with this, I would probably pick Fontina. Most people would probably do mozzarella. I like mozzarella on pizza. Other than that, I think that's as far as it goes, because for me, mozzarella is a little on the bland side. It's good because it melts really nice, but I just don't find there's a lot of flavor with mozzarella. But Fontina, which is also very creamy, it's an Italian cheese, it's very creamy, it melts nice. It's got flavor. It's not really that sharp, but if you had it side by side with mozzarella, there's a lot more flavor to it. And if I didn't have sausage in this, and I was doing a spinach mushroom kind of thing, I would probably add feta. But I don't think I would want the feta to compete with the sausage. That's my spin on it. I don't know. All right, so we're gonna let this go a little bit. Check it every few minutes. I'm gonna turn up the heat a little bit. And just let this cook. And then when this is just about there, you know, when it's not as watery, I'm gonna put it in the oven for a little bit and get it nice and brown on top. Get everything nice and firm. And like I said, I think this would be awesome with cheese in it, but we're gonna be good today. I'm gonna put this on, I'm gonna preheat 350. And then I think by the time that's preheated, I'm gonna throw it in the oven for a few minutes, and then maybe a minute or two, I'll put it under the broiler and get it nice on top. And that's it. That's my frittata. All right, I will come back. I'll come back when this is all nice and firmed up and ready to eat. Okay, stay tuned. Hello everyone, I'm back. Okay, so I flipped it. I didn't film it. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it, but I did it. So I put, you know, you put the plate, you take it. This is cooled off now. I did turn the oven down to 300 because I wanted to let it sit in there a little longer. I didn't put it on a broiler, under the broiler. I didn't do that. I just let it sit. Maybe 10, 15 minutes, depending on how not firm. It wasn't firm. It was starting to set up a little bit, but depending on how much you let it set up, you know, if you leave it on the stove longer, you can probably put it in the oven for less time, but it was like the middle of the road for me. When the sides started to set up and it was a little bit firm in the middle, but not too much, I put it in the oven. I had it on 350 and I felt like it was cooking a little too fast, so I turned it down to 300 and then I just let it set up. I think it was about 10-15 minutes. So took it out, I put the plate on top. You've probably seen a million people do this on cooking shows. Put the plate on top, flip it, take another plate, flip it again, and this is what we have. So it's a little on the brown side because you could see that's all the sausage. I'm going to cut into this. It's a little on the thin side, which is fine with me. That's why you know, if you remember, I had 4 eggs and I put a couple extra eggs in it. I probably could have used maybe 8 or 10. It's only me. I'm not putting 8 eggs in my frittata. So I'm going to cut into this. This is pretty much a crustless quiche, right? Basically, that's what it is. A gluten-free quiche. Gluten-free vegetarian quiche. All right. I'm looking forward to this because this is new for me for the sausages. So here it is. I don't know if you can see that, but you can see the layers of the sausage and the spinach. And like I said, this would probably be awesome with cheese, but we're not going to do that today. It smells delicious. It smells very, very Italian. All right, here we go. I'm gonna try it. Perfect timing because my stomach is growling. I'm starving. It smells like Italian sausage. This is delicious. It's very moist. I'm not going to talk with my mouth full. This is delicious. I highly recommend this. You don't have to put like a meat substitute. See? It's that second bite. It gets spicier the more you eat it. Oh, I was going to grab my water. You don't have to use a meat substitute. If you were going to do it with spinach, like I said, just spinach, do feta cheese. If you don't want to do, I mean, if you're using cheese, If you're making eggs, then you're not a vegan. So, but I would recommend the feta. And then there's all the cheese substitutes. You know, if you wanted to do vegetarian cheese or vegan cheese, I don't recommend those. I have tried everything. Like I said, I have been a vegetarian for 35, 36 years. I have tried every kind of food product out there to substitute. I was vegan for a couple of years. It didn't last. It didn't last because I am a cheese fan. Although I've been getting away from it just for health reasons. Some things they just can't. I feel like, you know, people rave about the cheeses. If you love cheese, that vegetarian cheese, that vegan cheese, it's not going to do it. It's not going to satisfy you. I think people that are raving about it have kind of convinced themselves that it's the best thing since, you know, cupcakes. I'm not buying it. I didn't feel that way. I was eating it because it was there. I had to. It was something I was substituting. I was trying to fill the void. I didn't find it melted well. I didn't find that it satisfied my desire for cheese. It just did not. If you're a cheese lover, it's not going to cut it. It's just not going to cut it. So you can make this without cheese like I did. Whenever you're, you know, really load it up with veggies and then you'll be fine. It's not the same, but it is delicious and it's very satisfying and you won't miss it. The more you do it, you know, the more you, if you're trying to phase meat out of your diet or at least cut down on meat, you know, whatever you're trying to do, if you make a vegetarian dish, whether it's vegan or vegetarian, as long as you load up on a lot of flavor, a lot of bold flavor, and these sausages are bold. If you load up on a lot of bold flavors, you know, the herbs, the spices, make it filling. You know, I don't know if I would put beans in this if I was trying to substitute a protein. I mean, the eggs are protein, so you don't really have to go that far. But there's always something that you can do to fill the void. Just experiment with different flavors, different herbs, different spices. Make it filling. I did blanch a little broccoli. I was going to steam it, but you know, just a quick. So I'm going to have some broccoli with this. And that would probably be really good in this frittata too. So, you know, you can always mix and match things and just make it delicious. Just think bold flavors, make it filling so you feel satisfied. You don't want to feel like you're missing something. You just want to feel satisfied. That's my suggestion if you are trying to phase it out a little bit. And it can't hurt, you know, because it's the healthy way to go. It can't hurt. So anyway, that's my frittata that I was just kind of winging this. So I'm very happy with the way this came out. And I'm happy I was able to flip it. That surprised me. I didn't think I was going to be able to do this. So please make this recipe or something similar to it. I think you will love it, especially on a Sunday afternoon. And I'm filming this on a Sunday afternoon. Hoping to get this up tonight, but who knows. Enjoy the rest of your week. If you like this video, please like, share, comment. Please visit my website, www.embracingmyjoy.com. I would love to see you there. There's all kinds of good stuff there. You know, I'm always looking to connect with more people. So I would love for you to join me wherever I am, whatever social media. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have an awesome night, and I will see you soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.